All right, I think we are live. Yes, yes, yes. We are here to answer any of your Etsy questions. Also, we'll go over some things with SEO. We'll do a little training on that. We might talk about Etsy's updates. Love to get into some of that. We do have a video coming out about that very shortly because there's been so many changes on Etsy in the last, week and a half, roughly. So excited to get into that a little bit more. And if you have any Etsy questions or you want me to go into your shop, of course, feel free to share in the chat. But I think it'd be fun to kind of start out with some fun updates from people who are seeing incredible results this month. So I am going to share my screen and kind of go over some shout outs for people who are crushing the Etsy game. Let's see, how do we do that? That feels right. That feels good. Okay. So here we are. Okay, so this is so funny. I had someone, who was it? I had someone ask, "Oh, are these like people just your best students?" And I said, "Definitely not. Not everyone is the best student in our program, the best client, you could say. Not everyone is making $1 million or something. This is simply who posts their results. So, like someone just did 300 orders, made it to 1,000 for the month in revenue. That's not crazy, right? That's lower than pretty much everyone's financial goals in our program. Usually people want to make 5 to 10K a month. But then we have some people where it's like, right now I have my first bestseller ever. A couple weeks ago, I sold more than 80 items in 24 hours. One item sold 30 times. It hit a bestseller yesterday. So working my butt off, it's hard work. And she has an amazing story. But anyways, yeah, everyone is at a different point in their journey. Some people are just starting. Some people are making, $200,000 a month, but it's all hard work and consistency. So anyways, wanted to point that out. Kat had been working towards 10K months for a while. It's great to see her there. Any questions about Etsy? Happy to go through your shops if you put your shop in the chat. Also happy to go over anything with SEO. This is actually the final day of our SEO sale on Etsy, which is our software company, 25% off. And if you want to know, like, how does this work? Let's see if I can check. I'll put this in the chat. You can check out Francis here. And oh my goodness, I am curious who here, we'll bring this up a little later once more people join, but who here is over $10,000 a month or maybe over $5,000 a month? Anyone over $5,000 a month on Etsy? You're kind of like stuck. Maybe you're at 30 grand a month and you're stuck, or you're at 5 grand a month and you're stuck, or maybe 10 grand and you're stuck. Anyone over 5,000 a month and feeling stuck? We have something really, really, really exciting. We've never done it for this group of people before, but this is next week. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a free training. And this is really from stuck to scaling. Okay, that's what we're kind of calling this. Anyone who feels stuck in their business, this is really going to go over building a scalable product mix, your team structure that you'll need to scale, and sales systems to really blow past that like 10 to, or really 5 to 15K months. And, honestly, like more than double the revenue in your shop if you wanted it to. So we'll talk about all the systems to do that, which this is the perfect time of year to be talking about those systems. Because if you are wanting to get to 20, 25, 30, 35, 50 or more $1,000 per month in Q4, right? It's June right now. We need to be planning that. So we're going to be talking about the right product mix to get to those types of numbers without like killing yourself. The right team structure, like who you might be missing as a player on your team, how to bring them in when maybe you feel like, oh, I can't afford them today, but I know I will need them then. We'll also be talking about the sales systems and sales plans that you really need to get to that level. So really, really excited about this one. This is a little bit more advanced. It's beyond choosing what the product is that you should sell. All right, any Etsy questions? I'll also go into the Facebook group because we have tons of questions that come in there. You never know what's going to pop up on your Facebook homepage, right? Okay. Oh my gosh. Love this. Okay, this person says, I just started and I need some advice. Okay, first thing is your banner should show us what you want to be known for. There is nothing about this that makes me feel like, yes, this shop is for me. It's literally not showing any product. It's a category, but it's not, there's no like design or style or anything. I also would be really careful, like when building out logos, to have like yellow on yellow like that. And then here we go. These are kind of Amazon style images with the white backgrounds. We never want to do that on Etsy. And it's all phone cases. So my question for you is, where is your focus right now? Is it on cranking out new designs and listings, or is it on driving up the lifetime value of a customer? We have no sales right now. We're serving a customer in one small, tiny area of their life for one time. Right? How many phone cases do people buy per month? How many phone cases do people rotate through? Phone cases are not t-shirts, right? Phone cases, it's more like wall art, right? You buy it, you keep it until it's broken or obsolete. So I am concerned whenever I see a shop that's only phone cases. I would say we really need to think about who we want to sell to. How can we serve them in different areas of their life? Maybe it's tech accessories, right? That could be one starting point. How can we serve them for 4 to 7 years? Those are questions we want to be asking. So that's why I just get a little nervous when I see this. And then the SEO and the pricing strategy would all need updating as well. Okay, let's keep scrolling and take some looks. Okay, oh no, this person only has 3 sales in 1 month. They've been open for a month. They aren't gaining any traction. They watch a lot of videos. Now, one thing I'll say is YouTube videos are very surface level for the most part. Let's be honest. Like, we can remove the what is it? The veil, the third wall, whatever it is. YouTube videos are surface level, pretty much. They're very general, right? It's very like theoretical. It's not usually very tactical, and it's definitely not about your specific shop. So for this person, don't be discouraged if YouTube videos aren't getting you to your goal. I could probably promise you that YouTube videos won't get you to your goal. If your goal is financial, or if you're just looking to have fun, then they might. But if your goal is financial here, I would say, a little bit more of a personalized strategy could be helpful. So, okay, we have 16 products. Looks like you're going the digital route. Father's Day, summer schedule. So kids, Father's Day, you did Mother's Day and preschool graduation. So with digital products, I want to get really tactical here. With digital products, there's 2 ways you can go. And I'm actually speaking in a summit next week all about how to make your digital products more trendy. Let me show you here. Here it is, I believe. Nope, not this one. I was in that one. That was an older one. What is it? Creative Lab Summit. I'm blanking on the name at this moment, but I think it's the Creative Lab Summit. But I'm speaking on how to make your digital products look trendy instead of outdated. But with digital products, you're going to go one of two ways. You're going to go either cute, attractive, visually, aesthetically pleasing, or functional. And it still has to be nice looking and organized and everything when it's more functional, but you're not only relying on the aesthetics. You have more value coming from the function. If you're someone who has less experience when it comes to graphic design, I always, hands down, recommend going after functional digital products for many reasons, but the main one is in order to compete in search results, it's really difficult to do that with cutesy digital products and like visually, aesthetically pleasing digital products where that's 90% of the value if that's not your experience. So when it comes to, oh, amazing. My assistant is watching this right now. Stevie is amazing. And she must have seen I didn't know what the name of the summit was, but this is it. I'll give you a link to this, but it's right here. Yeah, making your digital products look trendy in 2025 without starting from scratch. Okay, let's get into this a little bit though. For this person in this shop, I think we are running into an issue with design in relying too heavily on products that need design to be at a certain level. For example, Father's Day cards. That is an aesthetic product. That is not simply functional, right? People buy it for the look. You compete with the look. You're not competing with the function. The purpose of a Father's Day card will be that purpose. It will execute on that purpose no matter what. For example, what's a functional digital product? A spreadsheet, right? A spreadsheet. It doesn't matter as much like how the color combinations look and the font and the different spacing on the mock-up, right? It still matters, but that's not what you are competing with. You are competing with social proof and reviews and everything. So here, let me give you a link to if you are selling digital, you got to come to this. I'm going to put the link here if you would like to attend. It's right there. So you click on it and get a free ticket. But this is super important. So what I would say in your shop right now, you have like hardly any sales. You've been open a month or more. We have design issues, and I would actually pivot away from design-focused products and get into more purpose and utility-focused products. Really functional. I would go heavy on the function. And then once you get your feet wet, right, with design, maybe adding in some more aesthetic focused products would be a good idea, but not right now. I wouldn't do that right now because launching in this way it's going to be really hard to get like the plane off the ground here. Okay. Okay, we've had some more people join us. So I definitely want to invite you guys to my free training. We have 2 time options. This is on Tuesday and Wednesday. And this is going to be something we have not talked about before. It is all about how to really get unstuck from those like 5 to 15K months and to really move beyond like 25K months. So this is how to build a scalable product mix. We're going to talk about the team structure, the hire that you are probably missing right now. And we'll be talking about those systems in your sales planning that you really need to help you blow past like that 15K threshold that a lot of people get stuck under. So really, really, really excited for this. I cannot wait. This is probably one of the most passionate topics that I've had. It's going to be about 60 to 90 minutes max. We have 2 time options. You pick the date you want. So Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific or Wednesday at 10 a.m. What is that? Pacific? Yeah, Pacific. So 4 to 5 days from now. And you'll just put in your name, email, phone number. We'll just text you the link so you don't miss it. And we're going to go deep, really deep into scaling to some big numbers. Okay. So yeah. Now, if you're like, oh, I'm not at 15K yet, that's okay. If you've been at 15K or 5K ever before, like, then I would say this is still absolutely for you. If you're close to 5K, this is still for you. If you've made money on Etsy and you know this is where you're going, if you're like, I know I want to go to 25K months, this is for you. So definitely don't feel like, oh, this might not be for me. If this is where you want to go, this is for you. Okay. So the link is in the chat wherever you're watching. And then let's jump into some more questions. So yeah, Laura, get more heavy into functional products. All right, let's see here. Oof, yikes. Okay. This person has had a shop for 9 months and only has 102 sales. You guys, a good goal for your shop is 100 sales per month in your first few months. If you are not seeing that, we would want to take a look. We definitely would want to take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at this person's shop. Views and conversion rates have gone down significantly in the last month. Okay. Does shop location matter? It matters in the lens of who you will show up for. Okay, so we have some really cute crochet things. Okay, I could definitely see potential here. However, my concern for you is how scalable this product mix may or may not be. So curious what your financial goals are. It's pretty low, honestly, for orders. And we would be recommending completely different pricing strategies, a different product mix. Okay, looks like you used Etsy. She used Etsy, it looks like, to do her listings, which, by the way, you guys, usually on Fridays, we talk a little bit about Etsy, and this is the final day. I begged the team to keep this going for the Memorial Day sale. And you can also do a free trial, and it's a full listing optimization. You guys, I just got a preview of this new feature that we're rolling out, hopefully by July. And this will basically I'm not going to give it away, but it will visually, right in front of your eyes, create your listing for you in your Etsy listing. And it types it out, and you're sitting back and watching the screen. When our team rolled this out this week, this feature, I was like, are you typing this out or is this magic? And he was like, this is magic, Dylan. I'm not typing anything. And it looked like it was all getting typed out. It was really cool. So definitely get in with Etsy. Your listings never expire. And this is our last day of our Memorial Day sale. So check this out. Pretty inexpensive when it comes to a fully optimized listing, considering your profit per listing is probably going to be way more than what it costs to optimize it if you get one sale. So if you get one sale on this, you should make your money back, right? Okay, which you definitely should. This person spent $1 and made $6,000. So she's the cutest, Frances. Okay, all right. So let's jump into a couple more things here with this shop. So my concern is these are very cutesy products, pretty low average order value. These take a lot of time. So what is your hourly wage? That's where we might run into some problems with scalability. I'm just wondering how feasible this is going to be. Let's say you're wanting to make $10,000 a month. Can you make $10,000 a month knitting or crocheting $10 baby mittens, right? What's the profit on that? What's your time worth? We want you making at least $100 an hour. So we would want to talk to you about your skill set and about your time and about your financial goals. And if you're like, oof, yeah, can we have that conversation? Yes, it's easy to have the conversation. The conversation is free. I'm going to put the link in the chat for the conversation part. This is a free call where we just kind of go through what's your shop is missing, maybe you just need a few fixes. Rarely is it a few fixes, but maybe it's just a few for you. We'll talk about your goals, and really make sure that you could be prepared for growth here and that you're ready to take action and make some changes. So I'll put that in the chat if you're like, yeah, I would want to talk about it. It's a free call. Okay. I also see she's getting into print on demand, which maybe the goal here is to make this more scalable. It looks like from what I'm starting to see. So if you'd like to get more into print on demand, I just actually filmed a video on the top 23 print on demand providers, doing a full review of these shortly for YouTube, but we also have all of these covered inside of our coaching platform. Yeah. And I think almost for you, like you have the skill of crocheting, maybe you end up just doing some smaller crocheted accents on larger pieces. So you're altering things through crochet versus making fully crocheted items. I think that would be a really good way to get your hourly wage up and also your gross margin. Okay. Any other questions happening here? Any other questions? Okay. Fatima got her first print on demand sale. Cool. Yeah, a lot of our client reviews are in the Facebook group too. Craig hit 1,100 orders. Let's see. I want to see some shops that we can help. Anyone have a shop that needs some help? Feel free to put it in the chat too. Let's see. Any questions? Let's take a look. These are age of the shop and how many sales. All right. Pepita, 3 months and 0 sales. That's a problem. I might start a new shop. 2.5 years and 14,000 sales. That's not bad. Let's see, 1 year old, 2,500 sales. I would say it depends on your price points. If that was a low price point, that might be okay. Otherwise, it might be a little low. 3 years, 4,800 orders. I feel like you probably could do that per year if it's a handmade business, especially if you're doing wreaths and ribbons. So much opportunity for the supply category and sourced by a seller category. All right. Let's see here. Here is someone with 50,000 sales and they're 2 years old. Let's take a look at what opportunity might be missed. Okay. Okay, so print on demand. Let's see here. 2,500 listings. I do see some really outdated SEO strategies here. I'm wondering what their ad spend is. Very curious on that. What margin are they running at right now? Yeah, would really recommend some SEO updates. Also, our product framework, there's 7 different types, and that would really help the lifetime value of the customer because we want to serve them in many areas of their life for 4 to 7 years. Is this your shop? Someone's shop? So I would say koala design. Is this your shop, Bahar? Yeah, we definitely want to make updates to the product mix. You're focusing on apparel very heavily. And you know what? Let me just give you a little insight. Our top print on demand sellers, I'm talking about the ones who do like well over 200,000 per month with a high margin and no ad spend. They are not relying on apparel. Okay, they're not relying on apparel. Just keep that in mind. And if you are interested, someone just said, how could I sign up for the course? So our program is actually a private coaching program. And so you can learn about it through a free call with myself and the team. Okay. This person, oh, Vince Stopovers, this is your shop. Lily, I don't want to butcher that. Yeah, so this person, Koala Design, you're leaving money on the table, and I'm so curious about your ad spend, because, like, your listings are not SEO optimized. This is I would say this is actually a low converting setup for the structure, not optimized for mobile, not optimized for Pinterest. I mean, that's huge. So that's why I think, like, if you are relying on ads, if you're doing any ads right now, you're doing ads without exhausting the organic traffic methods you could be using. Okay. Let's take a look at that other person who we mentioned. And then we have a few minutes. We are closing on a house. A mobile notary is coming over and we're closing on a house. So I have a couple minutes left to go through this. Thank you, Etsy, by the way. Etsy, we've gotten into real estate thanks to Etsy and really the cash flow that it's produced. I'm always about, like, high margin business, right? That gives you more stability and you have a higher hourly wage, and Etsy can be really high margin if you want it to be, and if you're strategic with how you go about it. And really focusing on that organic traffic, which is why I mentioned that for that shop that had like 69,000 orders. The organic side, I can tell it's missing by how those listings are created. Okay, let's look at the shop though. Okay. Cookie cutters, pastry accessories. Are you a 3D printer? We have lots of 3D printers in the shop or in the program. Okay. So it looks like you are trying to go for some trends. You sell to a lot of bakeries or smaller, like mom and shop kind of boutique bakeries or cottage kitchens. Fondant, clay, cookie cutters. Okay. So I would say, I'm curious where you're getting your product ideas, because there's a lot more trendy shapes that you could be doing right now. And it seems like we might, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm seeing things like the balloon dog cookie cutter, the cowboy boots. This was like trending like 6 months ago is when it kind of started. We started talking about this as we headed into Q1. So I would be focusing outside of Etsy. If you need help with trend forecasting, we have a whole section on that in the program. But yeah, we need to expand the product mix. And honestly, we have this drop model that could be really great for you. If you look up in the program, it's called the drop model. If you have access, if not, it's okay too. Here, how to implement the drop model to sell it fast. This would be like so great for building your email list and just increasing your sell-through and cash flow. Thank you, Hashini. She said, congratulations. Yes, I hear the notary just got here. So we got to get that done. My husband's going to like barge through the door, I'm sure. So I better get off YouTube. Yes, he's here. Okay, thanks, guys.